and welcome to day 17 of Feast for the Soul. Feast for the Soul actually has been running for 17 years, and this is the 17th day, as I said. We're a peace movement, and through our practice, find a little or a lot more inner peace, and we find a bit more inner peace with grace and ease, and then we radiate it out into our family and into the world, and we feel that sense of connectedness. So if you're watching us on Facebook Live, welcome. If you are here live, hi, there's lots of people here live. And if you are listening to the recordings on Spotify and also on YouTube, it's great to have you here. So today, on this 17th day, our meditation lead is Suzi von Mensenkampff. Suzi, so many of you know, Suzi's been supporting us with Feast for the Soul over the many years. And I have to say, Suzi, that you are kind, you're generous, you're funny, you make us laugh, you run Mindful Mondays from the goodness of your heart every Monday. And a little bit more about Suzi, that for those who haven't met Suzi before, Suzi is going to lead a chakra practice. And Suzi's personal practice is as a Vedic educator, rooted in the ancient wisdoms of yoga, meditation, and Ayurveda. So Suzi has developed mediumship, and these abilities has given her an unshakable trust in following her intuitive guidance, and is on a mission to expand consciousness. So Suzi, I'm going to hand over to you and welcome you here tonight. And please, we very much look forward to you introducing a little bit more of yourself and into the meditation, and we will enjoy it. Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, Sue, for your warm and generous introduction. I love being here. This is me in my zone. I just love hanging out here with all of you guys who show up day after day. And even if this is your first day, hopefully you'll keep coming back for this feast. What day are we on? I think you said 15, as far as I know, 17. Okay, 17. We're nearly at the halfway mark. So, kind of hang in there. I say, even if you miss a couple, just come back. And that's the same with your meditation practice. Even if you miss a couple of practices or, a couple of weeks, or even if it's months or years, it's always here waiting for you. It's always waiting for you to come back. And so a lovely way to really, what would you say, tune into yourself is a chakra practice. So for some people, they might have experienced a chakra practice in when they do a yoga practice. Oftentimes at the end of a yoga class, I would, have everybody lying down, and, we'd engage in what I would call as a chakra toning practice. But you can also do it as part of just a seated practice like we're going to do today. And some of you might be saying, a chakra what? And that's cool too, because I'm going to tell you what a chakra is to the best of my ability, because it's not something that you can see, It's a very subtle energy center, and it's a junction point between your consciousness and your physiology. So sometimes you'd see them depicted as like a wheel of energy or a flower or something like that. But I think there's about 115 chakras in your body. But what we're going to do today is we're going to focus on the 7 main chakras. So that's what we're going to do with this practice today. As you know, as you said, I'm a Vedic educator. So that means that I'm rooted in Ayurveda, meditation, and yoga. So what I found through Ayurveda actually is that chakra toning can really shift your subtle energy centers. It can really make a difference. In Ayurveda, we look at the chakras usually as the sort of gateway to the inner pharmacy. So within every single one of you, you have your own inner pharmacy. And to access that inner pharmacy, you you have to kind of use these 5 gateways, which are your, your subtle senses. So you're used to kind of watching your diet, what goes into your mouth, obviously for building your physical body, but to manage your mind and to really settle your mind, we use the other 4 senses. We use sound, we use hearing, we use touch and feeling, we use sense of smell, and we use our eyes and our nose. So those 4 senses are what really we work with in Ayurveda to quieten the mind. And so that's what we're going to do today. Through this practice, part of the cue will be a color, there'll be a sound, there'll be a little visualization. So it's going to be like a little bit multi-sensory to other practices that you'll have done here. But go with it, come along with me for the journey through your 7 chakras. And we'll just move our awareness then subtly through the body. We always begin at the base of the spine, and that would be where the root is. And I'll cue this the whole way through. And then we'll just gradually start to bring our awareness up to each of the 7. And now what else should I say about this before we get started? Oh, yeah. So sometimes when you get to one of the chakras, for example, when we get to, say, the throat, you might try to do the sound and you might find that you're a bit croaky, or, you're like, like what I would say, a bit out of tune or something. And that's totally grand. That's information, So what you can do is you just know that, okay, maybe there's a little congestion or a little blockage here. And you could go back to that one, when you're standing in the shower or when you're out for a walk, and you could use that sound and visualization to start to move it. So it's a very subtle energy that's moving, so the energy is always moving, and it can be moving fast or it could be moving kind of slowly. So our intention for this practice is to bring some harmony and some balance back using these junction points. So look, it's not an intellectual exercise, but I do feel like I had to give you something to start with. So don't worry about getting it or anything like that. Just come and join me for this experience. And it's an exploration. So we'll enter this experience with a childlike curiosity. And obviously with all practices, you want to start comfortable, relaxed. You can either be sitting down, or you could also do this lying down if you wish. But ultimately that you want to be warm and comfortable while you're doing it. With each of the chakras, I will do the sound, okay? This is something that I was testing with them before we went live. And because of microphone and Zoom and so on, the sound doesn't actually carry. So I'm going to do a shortened sound just so you hear the full 3 syllables, the 3 letters that make up the sound. But I encourage you to really expand that sound when you're doing it. So, for example, the sound at the base of the spine is lam, L-A-M. So I would do like a lam. It would be a really loud, really, what would you call it? Like a strong lam, let's say. But it's not going to carry because it loses it when I'm on this system. So I'm going to give you the sound in a short, but I'd love you to just see how you can carry that sound for a bit longer. Hopefully that will work for you guys. And anything else now I want to say about that? No, I don't think so. I think just so that you know that the sound is long. Oh, yes, there was one more thing. Sorry. The other thing I was going to say is some of you may not be in a place. You could be at work or something that's appropriate to start doing lam, ram, sham, yam, and I get that. So you can do the sound silently, because chakras are subtle energy centers. So just the subtle intention alone is going to have a powerful effect on you anyway. So whether you can, sing it from the rafters, or you can do it silently with a visualization, it'll be equally potent. The sounding of it is helpful just for you to get a sense of where the energy is in the system. Anyway, I'll have loads of time at the end of this practice to chat to you all, and to, we can talk about it in more detail, and we can share some of our experiences. So for now, I invite you to settle in, nice and relaxed, nice and warm. And if you feel comfortable at this point, you could close your eyes. And we're going to begin with a subtle, gentle breath awareness practice. We want to just start to connect to our subtle body now. So we want to do a gradual withdrawal of our senses. So as you start to withdraw, as you settle in, closing your eyes, becoming aware of the sounds in your environment. Notice the sounds that are really far away in the distance, perhaps outside. And then drawing your awareness into maybe the environment that you're in. So the more familiar sounds within your home or your room or your car or your garden, wherever you are. Might be nice to clear your throat and mine at that moment, right? And as you become aware of the more subtle sounds in your body, your breath, becoming aware of the more subtle movements, the gentle rise and fall of your chest, maybe the expansion and contraction at your belly. And this is what we want to really connect with now, this junction point between our consciousness and our physiology. So we'll really feel our body now. Feel both your feet flat on the floor, both of your hands resting lightly in your lap. And allow any stress or tension that may have accumulated in your system to just see it like it's melting away. And now with the subtle awareness, allow it to rest at the base of your spine. You can feel it, you can see it, or you can imagine it. Just place your attention at that location. This is Muladhara, and it's the root chakra. This is a chakra which is connected to the earth element. And the color here is the color red. So if you can visualize a color red at the base of your spine, and then begin to either see, hear, or imagine the sound. The mantra for this chakra is Lam. 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 So for this meditation, we're going to keep our attention at that location, visualizing the color, and then either hear or imagine the sound. Lam. You can repeat the sound a few times. Lam. And then allow the sound just to slip away. And as you stay connected at this point, you could make this affirmation or say it or hear it. I am safe. I have a body. I have a body. I am safe. . And now that we've connected with the root, just gently move your awareness just a few inches up to the area around your pelvic or sacral region. We call this Svadhisthana. And this chakra is visualizing the color orange. And it's the sacred home of yourself. And the sound here is the sound of VAM, V-A-M, VAM. So let's breathe in that color orange, maintaining awareness at the second sacral chakra. And then hear, feel, or imagine the sound. VAM. Do it a few times. VAM. And then let go of the sound. This chakra is connected with the element of water. And we can use an affirmation here. I am emotionally free. I am emotionally free. I can express my emotions freely. I am emotionally free. I can express my emotions freely. And just as you become more and more familiar with this location, and the color and the sound, we'll let that one go and we'll just move up another couple of inches. This time to your solar plexus. It's below your heart and it's above your navel. Now the color here at your solar plexus is like the sun, it's yellow. And the sound here is the sound of Ram. R-A-M, Ram. So visualize that color and hear or imagine the sound Ram. Visualizing this inner sun, the color yellow at your belly, your solar plexus, and the sound. The sound is Ram. Just feel a subtle movement of energy now as you start to notice the subtle differences between the lower ones, the root, the sacral, and this one, the solar plexus. And knowing that the solar plexus is also connected with the element of fire, how we metabolize our lives, our food, our experiences. And we connect it with the feeling and expression of our emotions. So we can say the affirmation, I feel and I express my emotions. I feel and express my emotions. So letting go that color yellow, the sound of Ram. Gradually move your awareness now to your heart center, the center at your chest, the center of your chest. We call it in Sanskrit the Anahata chakra. You can breathe or imagine or feel the color green here resting at your heart. It's your center of love and compassion. And the sound of the heart is yum. Breathe it in, yum. Really feel this beautiful, vibrant green yum at your heart. Explore how you feel in your heart right now, right here. The heart chakra is connected with the element of air. And when you free and clear the subtle energy at the heart, you can love freely. So we can use that affirmation, I love freely, and my love asks for nothing in return. I love freely, and my love asks for nothing in return. And just allow that now to fade out, the color green and the sound of yum. Breathe in and draw that awareness or that attention to the location around your throat. The throat chakra, the Vishuddha, is connected with your thyroid gland, your voice, your sound. And I love the vibration for this one. It's hum. Hum, H-U-M. So as you breathe in or feel the sound, you can visualize the color blue like the sky or the sea, the ocean. Hum. And you can really sound this one out if you wish. You can really draw out the sound of hum. Hum. Sound out each of the syllables. H, the oo, the u, and the the m. And here at your throat, it's connected with ether. And we can affirm that I speak and I hear. So the throat chakra is connected with your connection to stillness, to peace, and to harmony. And it's about giving yourself permission for your individual expression. I speak and I hear. And again, just allow that whole impression, that movement of that subtle energy around your throat to fade out gently. Let's take another breath in here at this moment. And use the breath to draw the energy up. So we're just drawing the energy up from the base all the way up through the heart, through the throat, and just gradually rest here around the area between your eyebrows. We call it your third eye center, your eyebrow center, or Ajna chakra. So you can just imagine that you have another eye here. You could imagine that you're just having this inner vision where you can see through this eye. This inner vision, this inner knowing. It connects with your capacity for intuition. And it's connected also to your pineal gland and your perception, how you perceive things. So the sound here is the sound of Sham, Sham. Sham. And just connect with that sound. Visualize the sound. And then bring in the color for here, which is a bluish purple, like an indigo. It's a beautiful color. And if you're not visual with colors, just stay with the sound. Just find what works for you in this practice. So maintain awareness now at that subtle center. Connected to that inner vision, intuition, the color indigo. And the sound Sham. 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 And just see what you can feel or hear or imagine. Maintaining a very subtle awareness at your third eye center. And as the subtle energy starts to move and open and perhaps expand, it could feel like a coolness or a warmth. It's very subtle. For some, it might feel like nothing at all. And for others, it might be a dynamic blast of color. All of the above are perfectly great or fine. And now we'll move again from here, from your third eye where you can see and where you can really know from your knowingness. It's connected with the dark and light. And then just gradually move your subtle awareness now to the fontanelle, to the top of the head. Remember when you were a baby, you had a soft spot here. Or if you've ever held a baby, you see this soft spot that just moves very subtly. Here is the Sahasrara chakra at the top of the head. or the crown of the head, we often say. You may notice it symbolized as a 1,000-petaled lotus. And it's connected to your pituitary gland. It's also connected with your capacity for fulfillment. So here at the top of the head, the sound is A-U-M. The ah, merging with the ooh, merging with the mm. So you just bring those three sounds together. Um, and the color here is a pure white or gold or silverish ultraviolet light. And it's connected with pure spirit or Sat Chitananda. And the affirmation for here at the crown of your head is I am divine. I am divine. Through this energy center, this subtle energy center, you can connect with oneness, with bliss. So we'll just maintain a subtle, gentle attention or awareness here at the top of the head. With that pure white, gold, silver, ultraviolet light. And with that beautiful sound of the A, the U, and the M, the Aum. You can just merge with these sounds and visuals. For a few more moments while I hold the space. Um, Notice what's happening within yourself. Notice what's happening with the subtle movement or activation perhaps of this energy center, your crown chakra, your Sahasrara, your 1,000-petaled lotus. We're going to bask here for a few more minutes in silence now. Just to feel and make this connection. And now we'll begin to draw our attention and our awareness back. Come back to this consciousness chakra at the top of your head. Just feel it physically. And we'll just imagine that we're starting just to put everything back in a beautiful, gentle, natural state. We're going to start drawing our awareness back down. So we'll move from the Om Sahaswara, top of the head. Draw your attention and your awareness. Just call the subtle energy back to your third eye center, to the ajna. Rest your awareness here as you just draw the awareness and the subtle energy back. Bring it all back down to a lovely, gentle, balanced, harmonious state. So from ajna, the indigo color, just drawing it all the way back down next to your throat. So draw everything from your head now to your throat. The color is blue. Remember, the sound here was hum. And our intention here as we draw the awareness back down is that we're just bringing them back like a flower that has been open in the sun. It's just closing its petals slightly, drawing it back just for what would be appropriate at the end of the practice. From your throat, come all the way back to your heart. Really feel this love, this free flow of love in your heart that asks for nothing. Then draw that flower at your heart, at that anahata. Bring it back to a beautiful, not like a tight bud, but just a subtle bud. From your heart, I invite you to come back down to your solar plexus. The color there was yellow, like the sun. Take a breath in here as you just start to feel that subtle movement back down through this Sushumna Nadi, these energy channels from the solar plexus down, then down to the sacral. Which is your Svadhisthana center. The color there was orange. Just bring that back down to a beautiful, soft, gentle space. Beautiful, gentle movement of that energy now from the higher centers, which have been bridging in your heart, and then connecting these three lower centers, which connect us to the earth, grounding us. So from the second chakra, the Svadhisthana, draw all of your attention and awareness now to the base of your spine. This is your root. This is the root, the base of your spine, or the part that really connects you with the earth. Draw it all the way back down here. Feel and see and imagine that color red. Just see that energy center just coming to a lovely, balanced, harmonious vibration. I want you now to just continue down further. Imagine bringing all of that awareness and energy from all of those chakras, now those energy centers, all the way down from the base of your spine, through both of your legs to the soles of your feet. Now, whenever you do this practice, it is essential that you always ground yourself and feel fully balanced and grounded and connected to the earth. You're right here, you're right now on the earth. You're safe, you have a body. And as we close this chakra practice, I'm going to share with you a beautiful quote that I found today from Amit Ray. So this is the integration of the practice. You can sit here and just feel what's happening on a subtle level across those 7 energy centers. Really feel now connected to the earth and connected and grounded in your body, in your being, and with your breath. And I'll just end with this quote: when you touch the celestial in your heart, you will realize that the beauty of your soul is so pure, it is so vast and so devastating that you have no option but to merge with it. You have no option but to feel the rhythm of the universe is the rhythm of your heart. With that, I invite you to start to move your body, start to stretch it, start to move your fingers, your toes. You could move your head from side to side. I love after chakra practice to really open up my arms, open up that energy center. The heart is the bridge of the lower and the higher chakras. And let's keep this heart toned and loving and kind. Take a couple of breaths in here, whatever it takes to come gently out of the practice. Lift up if you feel like having a good old stretch up, do that. Lifting up out of that base and then wiggle your way back down nice and easy. Wiggle those hips down nice and gently. I love to finish my practice by taking a bow to myself for showing up, first of all, and then I can connect that with everybody else. Connecting to everybody through my heart, out to yours and beyond, with deep, deep gratitude for us getting to share such a divine and yummy experience together. And I'll just close it by saying namaste, namaste. The divine light in me honors the divine light in you. When I'm in that space and you're in that space, together we're one. Thank you. Oh, I could have stayed in there all day.